Watch the ride.
Hey everybody, will you join me again in the wonderful lands of GTA? I've made a derrick. It's well, it's a 450, but mine's a 440. It's the right, whatever. We're on a bike. The reason I'm doing this on GTA, if you're unaware, which I imagine is probably impossible at this point, that is not a safe helmet, is because it's much more comfortable for me to ride motorcycles sat in bed than it is to ride motorcycles in real life. Although this video is kind of about my back, it isn't at the same time. It's to do with advice on the internet, and it's just to sort of say thank you to some people, but also to give some warnings to others if you're going online to find advice. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who sent me a message or left a comment with advice, you know, to do with what your experience with your back was and how things were for you. And I really do appreciate it. And I'm not talking about any one particular person here when I say that, unfortunately, it isn't actually much use to me, because I have got so many opinions from so many people that nearly everything has been sort of argued for and against. I've had people telling me not to stretch, I've had people telling me to stretch, I've had people telling me what drugs I can and cannot take, and what I should and shouldn't take, and what I should and shouldn't do. And it's so much of it just counteracts each other that you just end up not really being able to use any of it. Other than the fact, which is I've been able to sort of compile all that information and just sort of get a general mean idea of what people, you know, how people have found things and what doesn't work, kind of. But obviously with something like this, it affects people differently, it's variable, nothing's precise, so, as I say, unfortunately, it kind of, I'm nowhere near the airport, I'm going way the wrong way. Oh well, we're going to go off into the hills, it is an off-road bike anyway. And this is true to say across the internet as a whole. If I've ever, I don't very often actually ask for advice for this reason. I learned this early on, that, you know, if you ask people for their opinions, you're going to get every opinion. I mean, compare it to, like, say, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Ask the audience. If you got like 70% of the answers were A, and then you had 10% for B, C, and D, that would be you'd be like, oh, okay, that's quite obvious what is and isn't going to be correct. But unfortunately, it's more like I get 25% in all categories. You know, I've had people swear that one particular drug is changed their life and sorted everything out for them, and other people said that it made them suicidal. I actually don't want gabapentin in there. This also leads me on to this thought of, should we try and get up to the top of there? Yeah, let's do it. Oh, no, maybe we'll get a better helmet this time. I don't get to pick and choose what drugs I'm on. Oh, Christ, I've got the same stupid helmet. Oh, that's just too much.
Coyote, definitely a coyote.
Yeah. I didn't see it, but thank you for letting me know. What was I saying? Yeah, I can't pick and choose what treatments I get, what I get. I'm just reliant on the NHS. So, as I say, thank you for all your input and all the opinions, but I've basically, at this point, it's a little bunny. I didn't know you could get bunnies in this. It's kind of become such a cloud of confusion that it's just not going to help anymore. But I have taken sort of some people who've wrote me messages and explained their background to all these things, and it's like, yeah, no, I can use that information, but of course this affects everyone differently. Where is the airport? Have we gone the wrong way entirely? We have, it's down here. There it is. I wanted to go to the airport. So if you're going online to try and find an answer to your question, just remember that depending on how you pose the question, you will find answers telling you that something's good, and you'll find answers telling you that something's bad. You know, if you search something, I don't know, is back surgery bad for discs, or back surgery isn't necessary for discs, or something like that, or anything really, you're going to find articles and people saying about how it absolutely isn't necessary, and for them it may not have been necessary. And then you'll find other ones that people saying that it was necessary and it's the only thing that worked. I'm not talking about me with that, I'm just giving this as an example of why it gets so confusing and why I tend not to ask for opinions. But as I say, please don't, anyone who took the time to write me a message to explain things and try and help, don't take this negatively. This is, I'm not thinking of any one person, it's just there's been that many. I had quite a few people send me emails, and funny enough they all say the exact same thing, which is I tried to message you on Facebook but I couldn't find a way to privately message you. I'm afraid that's because I've switched it off. As I've explained many times, I was getting so many private messages And it still happens with Instagram, and you cannot switch them off. I've got so many requests and so many just sat in my inbox at this point. It's just like it's impossible for me to keep up. And if I reply to them, I would have to spend even longer. I'd literally have to spend like a good few hours a day just replying to messages, and I can't do that. I mean, I suppose I could at the moment, but it gets a little bit depressing just talking about my back again and again. And I know I've done that in videos, and I'm kind of doing it again now. But this is basically to say as well, because I seemed a bit down in the last video, and I was, because I didn't get the answer I wanted. Not anything to do with the diagnosis, that was fine, it's what it was expected. I'm very grateful that it's only bulged, or that it's still believed to only be bulged, although it did get a lot worse than 3 weeks after that scan was done, but whatever. The answer I wanted was, when am I going to get the treatment? When am I going to get these injections? Because once you get them, if they work, because it seems they do work for some and they don't work for others, they work pretty quickly and they can work very effectively, and I can get back to making stuff in the metalworks and get on with these resin casts, because I've shown you those bullet casts. Well, they've been sat in my dining room for weeks now. I just can't sit in sand for a few hours to finish them. Besides the monetary side of it, I just want to get back to making stuff. I just really enjoy making clocks. And obviously coming up to Christmas, this is a really crucial time for me. My plan was to produce as many clocks as I could before Christmas, and then get them all on the store ready to go so that people buy them as Christmas presents. And unfortunately, at this time, it's like I'm not able to, and it's like now it's way into September, October. It's like, Christ. What? How did I die? Right, where were we? So yeah, say thanks for the advice. I do mean it, but by this point I've had so many opinions. It's not worth the effort of going to write these long messages to me, because it's just confusing me at this point. Come on. So I hope you understand what I'm saying here. I'm not being ungrateful for any of the advice I've been given. It's just there's too much of it. And also at PMs as well, private messages and stuff. I keep up best I can. The best platform to get a response from me on is Twitter. Has been for years. Because I can kind of keep up with that for some reason. All the other ones just seem to get out of hand. I've always liked the planes in GTA. I just wish it was a little bit more controllable, less erratic. If they flew smoother. It was so jerky.
On our way.
Touch. And oh god, please make it through the gap. Go. Ooh. I have still been riding every couple of days a little bit around the island. Not enough to make a video, it would be boring anyway, but I have been riding the LXR, just to go to the shops and stuff. So I've been using it more and more, and I'm going to do the review on that soon. It won't be my normal in-depth review that I do on them, but I feel like I've got a good feel for it. But obviously I will mention it isn't like the 2-month beating the hell out of it review that I normally do. I feel confident, I feel I can pull this off. Nice and gently. Feather the trouble. Perfect! Wait, why? Why have the police always got to ruin my fun? Come on, pilot side. That's the one. Oh Christ. There's police everywhere. Why did I not pay attention? Go! Go, 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 go! Anyway, I'm hoping to get this edited in time to give you this warning, and if I don't, oh Christ. But I'm planning to do a Twitch stream this evening, around 6:30, 7 o'clock. So if this is a little bit late getting online, because I'm going to edit this now and get on with it, I hope I can get it all done in time. Come and join me. I want to say thank you to the people that have given me sort of Twitch Prime subscriptions, that free subscription that you can get through Twitch Prime that helps me out. Through Prime, Amazon Prime, they own each other at this point. I just want to say sorry that I haven't done more streams recently. I've just not really felt like it, and I felt bad about that, and then I was like, no, I know people will be very supportive, because you all are, so like, if I don't feel like doing it, don't do it. Well, I feel like doing one this evening, so that's what I'm going to do. But I do need to get this video edited, and I don't have a lot of time. Awful! And I have actually recorded this once already, and my microphone was not recording. God damn it. Let's go for some fancy flying. I don't see where it can go wrong. Fancy. That's exactly where it could go wrong. Well, thank you for watching, everyone. Join me on Twitch this evening. Thanks for the support. Thank you for the messages. But as I say, I think I've heard everything I'm going to ever hear on discs now. I'll catch you next time. If you enjoyed this video and the other content on the channel, please consider following the links in the description to show your support.